This is our click. This is our thud. So where I'm gonna balance them, there we go, a nice little mix of both. Snare, please. And then snare. Your top is all of that reverb that we love in metal. All your sizzle comes from underneath the snare. So we're blending these two. And then here we're keeping a tiny bit lower gain here. So I'm gonna gain up. Oh, not that much. Excellent. Hat, please. Make sure it's in there. And then let's do all the toms down the line, please. So this top one, feel how kind of boxy that is?
Yeah.
I'm gonna put a little bit more punch in it. That's 4. There we go, a little bit sharper. And full kick groove, please. So now I'm gonna give it a little more kick. Excellent, thank you. Let's get some bass guitar. So I'm going to start with just this channel. So there's exactly what you just talked about, that frequency that we both hit. I'm going to notch it. Move it a little bit here. Just chasing that rumble. And you'll notice we can feel it just fine. Like, it's not like we lost anything. And then let's check that saturated channel. Excellent. Let's start with some guitars. I'll start with EG2, please. Real close here. I'm going to back this down. What's your most aggressive patch going to be tonight? Excellent. And what's your least aggressive patch? I always want to check that the drive and the clean tones come in around the same, because otherwise they can adjust that real easy and then it saves us a bunch of compensating later. Beautiful. Let's get some lead electric, please. So he's looking low to me, but I'm going to have him get aggressive before I change this too much. What's your most aggressive tone going to be tonight? Aiming for above 18 with most of the instruments. That's plenty for what we're doing. And what's your chillest tone tonight going to be? Beautiful. Let's get some keys, please.
Sounds good, Taylor.
Turn off the pads to start with. Keys are coming in a little low for my taste. We can always turn the fader down.
Are the pads like just being triggered, or like is that just MIDI?
He's playing them.
Oh, he is playing it. You got the pads high pass.
And then you don't have any vocalists tonight, right, Gabe?
Nope.
Okay, great. Can we test some tracks? I don't need anything with them, so once everybody's happy with the levels in their ears, Gabe, just give us a thumbs up.
Thank you so much. What you said? So yeah, the vocals are, they're coming down channel box, which is 37, 38.
Yeah,
So make sure that those up in your ear.
At rehearsal, if you don't have any vocalists, there is a vocal channel in the tracks. It'll sound awful, there's nothing we can do about it. It's all in the track.
Is that there on Sundays? I wasn't sure if there was like some like fill. I didn't think there was.
They have the availability to use it, but I've never seen them need it.
They don't typically. They sound great. So
They'll use like synths or percussion fills and stuff.
Excellent. We find folks are good to start whenever you're ready. Okay, so I'm gonna quick save this scene.
okay.
Cool. You guys, we're ready to jump right in. I think tonight we're just
because we're going to change a bunch of
play
stuff, so I want to start with just
Yep.
good gain and how he liked it EQ'd, you
So
know?
let's do
Without making a bunch of crazy.
Yeah, exactly. And then we'll...
Can you get-
Actually, let's not update that. We're gonna build a mix from scratch here, so you can get some practice with that mix triangle. For now, let's leave the layout like this, so that you've got your instruments here and your DCAs here, and let's try and just focus on building that fundamental.
Okay.
So I'm gonna put your bands up here at Unity. Everything else, I'm gonna have you start mixing.
Okay.
Do the tracks last, so that you can blend the real instruments, and then come back and we'll add in the other stuff.
All right. Not getting there. What did I do?
Well, you can turn it up first.
Yeah.
We'll see why you're not getting any sound here. There's a second one for the band.
This is band and band key. What's the difference?
So band without the keyboard. At the end of the sermon, they play the keys to let them back in, but the guitarists still have to plug in their instruments. So you would pull band minus key down, and that way the keys can play, but everybody else is muted.
So these play off each other.
Yeah. On the drums, and then you can build everything else around that new spot with the drums. Remember, we've got lots of headroom in the house, so we don't need to clip here. We can just push once we have our mix built.
I wasn't aware that DCAs could clip, but
well, so a DCA, remember, is just a multiplier applied to a group of channels.
Yeah.
So you're taking whatever that group of channel is and pushing it by 3, 6, you know, or pulling it by -3.
Okay. So in that case.
pieces out
Can
here.
you see if in the tracks?
Can't you tell how different?
Yeah. Well, I mean, when I'm doing photography, I'm walking around and like
Right.
I pay attention to that.
I just mean outside of the booth, your bass is about 6 dB less than it is when you're in the booth.
Okay.
So when you're mixing, don't blend it to where it's right, blend it to where it's just a little too much. And then when you step outside here to where people are, it'll feel accurate because we have to kind of compensate for that.
So I've seen you've got what 6 dual 18 boxes in cardioid. So you're gonna there's probably some like not dead zones, but you've got some like
There shouldn't be any dead zones in here because it's not. They're not all cardioid. One of them is flipped, so you should end up with the. I don't remember what the configuration is called, but it's so it's like cardioid on the top, cardioid on the bottom, and then they're flipped in the middle, so that you end up with that back fill space. So your room should feel pretty even wherever you go.
Yeah.
The reason that it's so bad in here is because you're in this box with the
the
cement foundation, so it's just gonna catch. Bass comes in, but it doesn't go out.
It bounces off of this wall here.
Yeah, well, and it's just going to reverberate between this space. So you're going to wind up with a ton of empty.
Okay.
Did they stop for a bathroom break?
I have no idea.
Working on pads.
Here.
Hey, just for mixing reasons, can you play us a sick riff on the bass, please? I'm showing him some bass things. We're going to judge you, though, on how sick it is. So, let's do this. And just feel what it feels like here. And walk out here and feel how different it feels. Do you feel how much thinner the low end got? You can still hear it, and you can still tell it's reverberating, but you can't feel it anymore.
Yeah.
Thank you, that was acceptably safe.
I feel that.
So, I mean, one of the reasons is that our subs are down a little bit, but I'm not trying to kill us with sound tonight. So that's one piece to consider. Now that we have kind of a base here, we'll start building in the tracks the next time they play, and you can start blending in those pieces. So let's put the tracks over here so that when you go in, you can. So you got a whole bunch of options here. So there's a tracks base, which we probably won't need. In fact, we can just start by turning them all off, and that way you can add them one at a time and fit them into your blend.
Taylor.
Okay, so we have bass, we have percussion, we have guitars.
We have a drummer, but perk is probably something that's not on the kit, like a cowbell or like with glitchy sounds or something like that. So I would still check it before you write it off.
Okay. And then we have guitars. We don't have strings, so that might be good to add. We have keyboardists, we have pads, and not vocal.
Yeah.
So
I would still check the keys because sometimes they'll layer like other synth sounds on the keys channel, and so then it's like, oh, we can add in some fullness with some different synths here.
Yeah. They play just like open. Yeah. See, and then I think you stay in for the verse too. So you're kind of, I think you're on the whole time. Yeah, let's do that. Let's play out of the bridge of He Lives. Just play the big, I think, is it 2 choruses? Is that right?